Aloha, this is Steph with Turtle Flow. Welcome to Yogi Tea Time, episode 12. Please feel free to comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. Please say hello and join me for an afternoon of some relaxing tea time. And I hope you're doing well. So I haven't been here in a while, and this is actually the first Yogi Tea Time of 2021. And I took some time for myself to go into some deep healing. So I'm happy to be back, and thank you so much for those of you who've subscribed to this channel. And I'm going to be definitely be uploading consistently again, and we'll resume with the Yogi Tea Time every other Thursdays at 4 p.m. And so here's a salute to you. Happy New Year. We also already had the Chinese New Year, and March is spring. There's lots of great activities happening in March. So this really energetically feels like a new beginning for me. Hi, Cassis. How are you? It's bedtime there, right? Nice to see you. Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy spring. And I hope you're doing well. Yes, birthday time. And it's actually my birthday in 4 days also on Monday. So happy Pisces season. I'm drinking. Is your birthday on March too? So yeah, if you don't get to stay on, I'm wishing you a good evening, good night. And today I'm drinking Numi Moroccan mint tea. So I just love the flavor of Moroccan mint tea more than any other mint teas, but mint teas in general are great for energizing mentally and for digestion and aching muscles, like if you use it in the form of essential oil. So I'm drinking the Moroccan mint tea. And if you have a favorite tea or coffee that you would like to drink, please share that. Your birthday is on the 18th. Okay, so we're both Pisces. Yay. So yes, as an empath, I think 2020 was a really big year. And those of you who are working with energies and empaths, even though lemon and ginger is amazing for cold and digestion also, and to keep your body alkaline and healing, and also great for inflammation, bringing down inflammation. So that's great. So as I was mentioning, I think 2020, even if you're not consciously taking in the energies of all that heaviness in the air, I think we all felt it. And especially if you're an empath, you take on more than you think, even if you do all these practices to, keep yourself with all the practices to keep your energy clear and uplifted. You can also take on the collective energy. So I just took some time after the holidays to do some deep disengaging, so I don't interact too much. So I've been off social media posting or interacting that much, and I did a 21 day of emotional freedom technique tapping and through a book. So the 21 day I stretched it out to like 30 days, and I just wanted to unplug and just going through some deep emotional processing through the EFT, emotional freedom technique, and the tapping method with I forgot his name, the author's name on off top of my head, but it's Nick Osner. Yes, it's a 1 day EFT, emotional freedom technique. So the more you clear and work on these emotional processing constantly, we're like onions. You go even deeper into it, and working with and acknowledging different emotions, whether it's good or bad, and then being very real with it, using acupressure points to clear. And it's been really great. And also just really taking time to relax, allow my body to heal, and not take on too much external information. So today's topic is going to be, I'm going to turn off this banner for now. And if you're watching this on replay, feel free to, just relax with your tea or coffee or even water. And, I don't judge. If you want to drink wine, that's fine too, if it's end of your day. And feel free to comment in the comment section if you don't get to interact in the live chat. All right. Thank you so much for popping in to say hello. Cassis, good night. Have a great evening. And I'll be posting more yoga and meditation videos soon. Thank you. So today's topic is purpose. So my definition of purpose is going to be more on a spiritual basis and from a yogic perspective, from yoga philosophy. And the purpose that I'm talking about is not really tied to work. So I think in the Western civilization, most people, when you think of purpose, they think of associated with career and really pressure themselves to, find the right career and stick with the certain career, sometimes longer than the expiration date. And your purpose is really not tied to your career. Sometimes it is, but not always. So I just wanted to keep that in mind. And with this new year starting 2021, and March is going to be a big month with the former movement. So I thought it would be a great time to talk about the purpose. I felt like January, there was still a lot of residue from 2020, and it's winter also. So it's like a hibernation time. So the purpose that I would like to just very casually discuss with you today is on just finding and following your bliss. So your purpose could be a hobby that you do on the side, or it's just how you show up every day and how you present yourself energetically, physically, mentally, and how your presence and the way of being helps other people either raise their vibration or lend some sort of support. So that's the type of purpose I'll be talking about today. But, if you just have a very specific, and then you can do that also through career. And if you don't find that bliss purpose from your career or your job, then as I said, you can always find it outside of your job. And just think of your job as something that's just providing you to survive and, give you security so that you will have opportunity to serve your purpose. And it's how you interact with your coworkers, how you inspire. And, I've had many jobs throughout the years. And, the purpose can also change. So it's also honoring the seasons of your life and also honoring that sometimes the purposes change and knowing when to flow with that change and adapt and be flexible, yet be committed and be very connected to your commitments. So I'm just going to give you some time to write what your purpose is. What is your purpose? And the most famous person that inspired you to find your purpose by following your bliss, whatever makes you passionate, is Joseph Campbell. So he's the most famous person for that. And I definitely align with that, following your bliss and your passion. And when you have that bigger purpose, even when hardships, obstacles arise, you can always overcome them by focusing on that bigger, higher goal. And your higher self has even a bigger purpose. So when we show up to be still and do these meditation practices, listening to your body and honoring synchronicities that happen and showing up to witness and acknowledge and notice these synchronicities. Those are all the signs that the universe gives you. Sometimes it can just come in the form of book, a person. It could come through movies, TV. And, there's a lot of, especially in the spiritual community, people talk down at TV, but there's a lot of hidden codes in a lot of the movies, and certain stories can inspire you. And everything is a tool in how you use it. You just have to make sure that you claim that you don't want to be programmed, but you're there to observe and take what works for you. And certain stories can really inspire or help you process certain emotions. And certain messages can come through book signs. And one of the most famous yoga text when it comes to purpose is Bhagavad Gita. And it's actually a historical book. And in most yoga teacher training, it's a required reading. And it's basically that resolving conflict within yourself and learning, obtaining inner peace and dharma. Dharma is the Sanskrit word for your purpose, what you're here to serve at a more of a soul level. So in your Bhagavad Gita, it talks about even though you might not be the best, It's always showing up with the devotion and love and dedication once you hear the calling and honoring that duty, love, and devotion. And I'm just really simplifying it, but it's a very in-depth text with a lot of gems. So I highly recommend you to read it. And one of the most famous quote is, "He who has no attachments can really love others, for his love is pure and divine." So it's showing up and doing, serving your purpose, but without the attachment. And it also teaches you to enjoy the journey instead of being attached to the destination or the final outcome. So those are the, I'm very paraphrasing it simplistically, but those are the two big messages. And there are so many great lessons in this text. So you also have to overcome the self-destructive hell to really get to your destination also. And that's lust, anger, and greed. So as I've mentioned, I've had many jobs, many careers, and I've never really associated myself with those jobs. As far as like my identity goes, but there are certain jobs when people would look at me like, "Oh, you don't fit that." Especially when I was a banker. I was a banker at one point. I was really into fashion and retail management for a little bit. Then I was graphic designer, working with movies, and that was more introverted job, which really suited me. But also, as I mentioned, I worked with intuition a lot, and I really, whenever you have a sit-down job, it's really important to move around. And movement also helps you to kind of release any blocks or helps you clarify to align with your purpose as well. So, whatever job that and then now that I've been teaching yoga and doing Reiki for the last 10 years, really serving and stepping into purpose from as a devotee of these practices. And I see it more as sharing rather than teaching. So I'm here to spread this message to as many people that are open and ready to receive right when they're ready. So that's one of the reasons why I've decided to devote myself to YouTube and putting my messages out there now. So I'm so grateful for those of you that are here and to connect with you through this platform. So, with all the different careers and jobs that I've had, my purpose has always been the same, is to inspire creativity, inspire you to live in your passion. And that's something I've heard from my coworkers and everyone around me, and always innovating yourself and being with whatever is present for you and just flowing with that. So even the yoga practices that I've done have changed over time. And I only share what I've benefited from and practiced. And as I've mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, I spent the last month going deep into the EFT. I'm not sure if I'm going to be sharing too much of that. It's more for my personal practice. And then once I feel like I'm ready to share, I will be sharing that with you as well. But it really goes well with yin yoga as well as Reiki. And it's always staying curious and not getting stagnant or too content is not the right word, but I guess when you stay in too much in the comfort zone, sometimes it does make you more stagnant. So it's always not challenging yourself in a hard way, but always staying curious and interested and being innovative and always finding gratitude in what you're doing. So I feel that any type of job that I've had or anytime I give advice to friends or students, that's what I've always inspired to do, is to inspire and help people live in their passion. And now through more relaxation, because I feel like relaxation and energy healing, because we're at a time where that's the most important thing right now. And it's something I've really benefited from myself, because we live in a world where we're constantly in this, our nerves are always overstimulated and we're in an overstress mode unnecessarily. That can cause a lot of harm to our body mentally and physically. And when you're in that state, you can't really show up fully to serve your purpose, even if you found your purpose. So I hope that we can all be here for each other to inspire and also lend support when you feel like you want to give up or things are not working your way. And sometimes those obstacles help you to redirect and find new purposes. So always trust that the universe has your back, and that if you believe in spirit guides and angels, they're always there with you to guide you on the right path. And even if you take the wrong path, you'll always get rerouted like a GPS. So enjoy, have fun, and creativity requires being playful and always finding that joy and bliss in anything that you're doing. And even if the task seems mundane, it's the journey and what that does for people around you that can really help you to find that joy and bliss. Or just being grateful for that it's going to protect, shelter, and food for you. Provide. So if you're at a job that you're not fulfilled at and you feel like you're not fulfilling your purpose through your job and you're not finding that joy and bliss, then just be grateful that it's providing for your shelter and food and security for you and your family. And then whenever you have spare time, you'll find your purpose in other ways, or just being a great friend or great mother, great dad, great son or daughter or student. And, I've also looked for those same qualities in all my teachers that I've learned from. So I'm very grateful to all the teachers that I've been able to learn from. And that's another thing. When you're ready, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When you're ready for your purpose, all the right tools and path will show up for you. So just keep going. And this is a month where there's no retrograde, and it's springtime where you can really sow the seeds for what you want to create this year. And, my goal for 2021 is to really serve in a bigger way through online tools, YouTube, and online courses. So if you have any requests, feel free to share, especially on the topics. If you have any topics that you would like for me to cover, and or if you have any desire to come on as my guest, feel free to email me by signing up for my email list at turtleflowyoga.com. You also receive a free download of Yoga Nidra practice for transforming fear to love. So I'm going to keep it short today, finally. And thank you so much for joining, whether you joined live or on replay. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you here. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I took my hibernation. And cheers for a great month of March. Again, March, it's springtime, so there's this sense of lightness. Flowers are blooming, and the weather will be warmer, even though I'm in California. Also, there are no retrogrades, and there are a lot of Pisces in the planets of Neptune, which is a home planet of Pisces, which is all about dreaming, imagination. Venus is the planet of love, is also in Pisces. And we'll also have a Pisces full moon, spring equinox. And then we go into Aries season. And so there's a lot of formal movement. So this is the time to really put some strategies. And the year of the ox, I haven't really come on to talk about the year of the ox. It's about actually putting in that hard work, and you will see the harvest in by August of this year. So this is a time to really sow the seeds of your dreams, your intentions that you want to manifest. So I hope you will share your purpose with me. If you want to be supported, I'm sending you some Reiki energy. And by the way, whenever I drink the tea, I also infuse with some Reiki and anything I eat. So I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your week, first weekend of March. And I'll be offering a Zoom class this coming up Sunday. Every first Sundays of the month, I offer a Zoom class. So it's more interactive, but you don't have to interact if you don't want to, with restorative yoga and Yoga Nidra, yogic sleep meditation. So it's a great way to set strong intention for each month and restore your body, mind, and spirit. So it's at 7:30 p.m. And if you go to any of my social, Facebook or Instagram, you will see the link to, if you go to my bio in Instagram, Turtle Flow Yoga, you will see the link for Self-Care Sunday, Restorative Yoga Nidra. So hopefully some of you can join me there. And connect with me here by subscribing. And thank you so much for liking. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to introduce yourself. Just leave a comment with your name, city, and I'll send you some extra Reiki next time I do distance Reiki. So thank you so much. Wishing you an amazing month of March. And another cheers to you. And I will see you on my next post, and definitely in 2 Thursdays from now at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, USA. And have a wonderful evening or day whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much. Namaste.